may be seated. And for the person who almost attempted to start an applause, I feel the very same way every time our anthem is played. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to this, the JUTC handover ceremony, the second event of this nature in a year. We're cutting the ribbon on advancement, action, accessibility, and mobility. And I think that deserves a big round of applause. Please allow me to acknowledge again, Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica, the Honorable Dr. Horace Chang, Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, the Honorable Daryl Vaz, Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunications, and Transport. Would also like to acknowledge Dr. the Honorable Dana Morris Dixon, our Minister of Education, Skills, Youth and Information. Would also like to acknowledge in his absence, he did send his regards, the Honorable William J.C. Hutchinson, State Minister in the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications, and Transport. Also acknowledging the Honorable Xavier Main, State Minister in the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. Would also like to acknowledge a lady who never misses an event of this nature, the Honorable Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, Minister of State in the Ministry of National Security. Senator Dr. the Honorable Dana Morris Dixon, the Honorable Abka Fitz-Henley, Government Senator. Also like to acknowledge Sir Michael Phillips, MP Opposition Spokesperson on Transport, Member of Parliament for Kingston and St. Andrew and St. Catherine, Permanent Secretaries, in particular, Mrs. Carol Palmer, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications, and Transport, Dr. Cassan Troop, Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Education, Skills, Youth, and Information. And we also want to acknowledge Dr. Kevin Blake, Commissioner of Police, joining us here today. Also acknowledging the mayors and councillors from the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, St. Catherine and Portmore, heads and representatives of government entities and statutory bodies, Mr. Dennis Zulu, United Nations Resident Coordinator and representative from the UN Resident Coordinator's Office. So good to have you with us here this morning. Members of the JUTC board and senior managers of the JUTC led by Managing Director Owen Ellington, representatives of our private sector and international partners, distinguished stakeholders, officers of the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications, and Transport, and our members of the media who will be taking this event far and wide. And I have here proud Jamaicans all a very, very warm welcome. Give yourselves a round of applause for being here today. On behalf of the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications, and Transport, we thank you for joining us to witness this very important milestone as we move toward a more efficient and accessible public transportation system here in Jamaica. It is a monumental day. It marks the second phase of the government's commitment to deliver 300 new buses to the Jamaica Urban Transit Company. And I would say insert applause right here as well. We are handing over 93 additional buses, bringing the total number of new units delivered to 270 since May 2023. And let me tell you, this is no simple feat. This handover builds on the foundation laid by our Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Dr. Andrew Holness, and our very spirited Transport Minister, the Honorable Daryl Vaz. So once again, ladies and gentlemen, we have to celebrate us moving forward from decades-old dreams to present-day realities that will mobilize us into a sustainable future. Because we know this for sure, transportation is everybody's business. Can we agree? Absolutely. Turn to the person beside you and say, transportation is everybody's business. Absolutely. And I don't know who's here from Clarendon, but I'm a Clarendonian girl. And I used to go to the school, Clarendon College. And back in the day, if a little drizzle of rain fell, I would hear the drivers, them not driving us, so you have to go walk it from Chapelton to Maypen Town. As a rural girl, this was my reality. And so a day like this, I am absolutely grateful for, and I think we have to applaud our government minister again. So ladies and gentlemen, to offer us the official welcome, we invite at this time Chief Technical Director at the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport, Mr. Colin Turner, to give his remarks. Please make him welcome.
Thank you, Master of Ceremony. Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica. Honorable Daryl Vaz, Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport. That's our hardworking, no-nonsense minister. Honorable Juliet Holness, Honorable Juliet Cuthbert Flynn, State Minister in the Ministry of National Security. Honorable Arlando Terlong, Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and Foreign Trade. Honorable Xavier Main, Minister of State in the Ministry of Finance and the Public Service. Senator Abka Fitz-Henley, Government Senator. Mr. Michael Phillips, Member of Parliament and Opposition Spokesman on Transport. Permanent Secretary, in particular, Mrs. Carol Palmer, our own Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications and Transport. I called her the lady with a steady hand. Honorable Minister, Justice Minister, Joel Rychuk. Member of Parliament, and the wife of our Minister, Anne-Marie Vaz. Members of Parliament for Kingston, St. Andrew, and St. Catherine. Dr. Kevin Blake, Commissioner of Police. Mayors and councillors from the Kingston and St. Andrew Municipal Corporation, as well as from St. Catherine and Portmore. Mr. Dennis Zulu, United Nations Resident Coordinator and representative from the UN Resident Coordinator's Office. Mistress Velma Ricketts Walker, Commissioner of Customs. Members of the JUTC Board and senior managers of the JUTC, led by Managing Director, Mr. Owen Ellington. Representative of our private sector and international partners, officers from the Ministry of Science, Energy, and Telecommunication, distinguished stakeholders, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. It is my distinct pleasure to extend a warm welcome to you on behalf of the Ministry of Science, Energy, and Telecommunications, MSET, as we gather here for this momentous occasion, the official handing over of 93 brand new buses to the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, the JUTC. This event is more than just a delivery. It highlights an advanced step towards modernizing and improving public transport in Jamaica. Today marks the continuation of a robust plan to improve the accessibility, the availability, the comfort, the safety, and reliability of the JUTC service while reducing the burden on the aging fleet. It is also important to note that this indicates continued alignment with the ministry's mandate of facilitating the provision of resilient transport solutions. These buses, 63 powered by compressed natural gas and 30 diesel coaches, represent a practical investment in better service for commuters in the Kingston metropolitan region and the surroundings. Another goal of policy implementation is for public services to meet the needs of all Jamaicans. They should be inclusive, safe, and accessible to all, particularly the vulnerable in our society. MSET is proud that this new fleet includes units designed to support people with special needs, ensuring they can continue participating in our society. And today's handover reinforces this promise. We look forward to the continued strengthening of the JUTC service and replenishing of the fleet to transport commuters in their everyday lives. Today we celebrate what is possible when government, stakeholders, partners, and yes, when people work together. Thank you for joining us, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome once again. Thank you.
And we say thank you so much to our Chief Technical Director at the Ministry of Science, Energy, Telecommunications, and Transport. Can you put our hands together again, please, for Sir Colin Turner? Thank you so much, sir. I underscore what you have mentioned as we move forward to modernity and the continued alignment to ensure that Jamaica has a resilient and reliable transportation system. And we are particularly proud of the access that will be provided to our people, the members who are living with disabilities. Thank you so much, sir, for being here. Also, just a quick note for our other members who will be coming to the podium. You are able to stand by the protocols that have been established going forward. So, ladies and gentlemen, as we move on, we are inviting to the stage to bring greetings from the parliamentary opposition. We ask that you welcome opposition spokesperson for Housing, Transport and Works and Member of Parliament for Manchester Northwestern, Mr. Mikhail Phillips. Put your hands together for him, please. He's not here as yet. Oh, he's not present. But Minister Vaz will be speaking, I hear, on his behalf. Just remember to press record on your phones, please. Ladies and gentlemen, as we move forward, we are incredibly blessed to have partners who have found favor in our vision. And so at this time, I invite to the stage one of our international bus manufacturers contributing to this transformative fleet, the Vice President of the Exporting Department at Golden Dragon, Mr. Kevin Wang. Please make him welcome.
Good morning, the most honorable Dr. Andrew Holdenese. I'm very glad to be here again after 1 year. And when my friend told me you need to make a speech, I said, what? What should I say? okay? And I have to be honest, last year, I was a little bit nervous, so I prepared some papers, okay? And right standing here to read, okay? But after 1 year, okay, now I'm standing here. I think I don't need to say nothing because my bosses, after 1 year operation, they made the best speech for me. And thank you for all, right? And since yesterday, I was landed here in Kingston. I was taken by my friends, Mr. Von Jolly. And I was sitting in a car. I go around the city. To be honest, I nearly cried. As a man, I shouldn't cry. But I see all the lovely bosses after 1 year operation, and the bosses looks like new, okay? And I want to special thanks to JUTC, all your works being taking so much good care of our bosses. Thank you very much. This year, I don't feel lonely, okay? Because I also have my friends, Yutong, here, okay? I want to say they are also very good bus manufacturers from China. So good as Golden Dragon. And let's say, I think we are not here to somehow make any competitions or whatever. We are here to make the best services for all the public in Jamaica. So in this case, I feel like China and Jamaica, they are more close. And we will be giving all our best to offer the best product, not just from China, but also from our heart. And this year, as we can see, right, we also bring our Arctic bus over there, okay? Later on, if somebody wants to have a look on it, please feel free, okay? About 1 year ago, I also said it's a very good solution for the congested traffic of Jamaica, Kingston, okay? So maybe we can have a consideration on that, okay? In the end, I would say, go JUTC, go China, go Jamaica. Thank you very much.
No, listen, we have to take that soundbite and put it on a commercial or something somewhere. Go JUTC. Go China. Go Jamaica. Wow. Thank you so much, Sir Kevin Wang. Thank you so much. And I'm so very happy to hear your sentiments, sir. The alignment with China and Jamaica continues to bring positive results for our people. And so on behalf of everyone, we say a big thank you, thank you, thank you. Please enjoy your time with us. Eat some jerk chicken, drink a red stripe beer, go to Hellshire, enjoy yourself. Thank you so much. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, we invite to the stage one of our local stakeholders and automotive leaders helping to support fleet expansion and its long-term sustainability of Vaughn's Motors. Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Jonathan Von Trolley.
Good morning. All protocols observed. On behalf of Vaughn's Motor and Company Limited, I warmly welcome you to today's handing over ceremony for 30 brand new diesel Golden Dragon coach buses. This marks another proud milestone in our partnership with the Government of Jamaica and JUTC. Vaughn's has remained committed to Jamaica's transportation sector from as early as 1992. Since 2014, we've delivered over 190 buses to the JUTC, including Jamaica's first CNG and electric buses. Today, we add to that legacy with advanced diesel coaches for premium routes and charters, equipped with reclining seats, charging ports, Wi-Fi, and enhanced driver comfort features. Each bus is built with world-class components like Cummins engines and Allison transmission, designed for Jamaica's roads and made to last. More than a delivery, this is a promise of reliability, comfort, and our commitment to service. With a trained local team and a strong after-sales support, VONS continues to stand by the JUTC and the people of Jamaica. May these buses roll forward in safety, strength, and service to the people of this great island. Thank you.
And we say a big thank you so much to Mr. Jonathan Von Strawley. Put your hands together again for him, please. And big thanks to Von's Motors for the promise of reliability and great service. Thank you for your support, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, I really want to just pause here to thank all of you again for being here for today's initiative, supporting something that's definitely going to be mobilizing us into the future. And as we continue, we're going to be welcoming a key industry partner in the distribution and support of automotive solutions across the region, Stewart Industrial Jamaica. At this time, I ask that you put your hands together and let's welcome to the stage Mrs. Jacqueline Stewart Leckler.
Good morning. So I know all protocols are observed, but I do have to just make mention to a few people. Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Michael Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica. Honorable Daryl Vaz, Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunications, and Transport, my favorite minister. Of course, Mr. Sean Azan, on behalf of JUTC, thank you for being here. Mrs. Anne-Marie Vaz, Commissioner, I couldn't leave you out. So thank you, Master of Ceremonies. And I also just want to acknowledge the representatives of MSET, JUTC, VONS, Golden Dragon, of course, Stewart's Automotive Group, and Yutong, who are dear to my heart. So today is a memorable occasion for the Stewart's Automotive Group because this is a testament to our contribution to the automotive sector for over 80 years and 44 generations. Cementing ourselves as a partner you can trust and who will deliver superior products and service and give value. For an economy to grow and thrive, transportation of people and goods are critical. And we applaud the Minister and JUTC for having the foresight to invest in buses to move people across Jamaica. To support this initiative, Stewart's tendered to provide Yutong compressed natural gas buses that will offer savings and benefits to the government and people of Jamaica. These include improved fuel economy, more revenue to the JUTC per bus, regional parts and technical support, a full-service workshop and technical team here in Jamaica, and product durability. The passengers will benefit from a seat design and spacing that brings comfort with extra capacity, AC system that delivers superior performance in our climate. The minister promises that people of Jamaica are going to receive and enjoy bus after bus after bus. And we, the Stewart's Automotive Group, are committing to being on the journey of providing bus after bus after bus, offering excellent service. So as we officially hand over 63 CNG buses, we deliver more than vehicles. We deliver possibilities. The possibility to improve commuters' lives, the possibility for energy savings and a cleaner environment. Thank you, Jamaica, for this opportunity. Better bus, better life. Let's go, Jamaica.
Better bus, better life. Thank you again, Mrs. Jacqueline Stewart Leckler. Put your hands together again for her, please. Thank you so much for your partnership and your support in the sustainability of our JUTC buses. We could not go a mile without your partnership. So we say big thanks again to you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're moving on because we have a number of presenters coming to this microphone. So now we're going to be hearing remarks from Yutong Bus Company, one of the largest bus manufacturers in the world and a valued supplier of high-capacity units for the Jamaican market. Please welcome Miss Mila Mai.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Mila, the sales manager in Caribbean area for Yutong Bus Company Limited. It's my great honor to represent Yutong here in this milestone event today. And our Yutong buses have sold in batches to more than 170 countries and regions, and covering 6 areas like Europe, America, Africa, Middle East, CIS, and the Asian Pacific. And also we have 140,000 clients all over the world. Yeah. And in Jamaica, we was deeply involved for 21 years, since 2004. And we won all of the clients' trust and also the praise because our product quality and promote after-sales service. So this handover ceremony also have the profound significance for Yutong, and also demonstrates the commitment to supporting the sustainable public transportation development in Jamaica. So I would like to convey my sincere gratitude to Daryl, Honorable Daryl, Minister of MSAT, and also the JUTC team. The leadership and also the strategic planning has positioned the Jamaica's public transportation as the leader, regional leader in the Caribbean area. And also, I would like to bring my sincere gratitude to the Stewart Auto Sales Limited as well for their trust and the invaluable partnership in Jamaica. Thank you so much. So in May, we also invited the Jamaica delegation to China for inspecting our buses. And we invited them to our factories, brand center, test center to learn more about our company. And also they experienced our serious tests, like the weighting test, climbing power test, high-speed test, high-speed rain test, and the string test, comprehensive road condition test as well. So I ensure that our Yutong buses will have the outstanding efficiency, energy efficiency, and the enhanced safety performance, and the reliability and the durability. So our partnership in Jamaica will continue to grow, and we will promote more better bus and better life. Thank you so much.
Can we put our hands together again, please, for Miss Mila Mee of Yutong Bus. Thank you so much for your support that you have provided us throughout this entire process. Because of the wealth of knowledge that you have in so many territories, we really could not have done this without you. In fact, we could not have done this without any of our partners. And so we say a big thanks to all of them for being here today and sharing their thoughtful remarks. Can we put our hands together again for them, please? Absolutely. Now, we've been hearing about the buses all morning long, but in fact, the ministry, they've gone ahead and they prepared a wonderful video presentation showcasing the new fleet, their features, and the broader impact of this national investment. So, ladies and gentlemen, we ask that you remain seated at this time and turn your attentions to the screen.
The Jamaica Urban Transit Company has been experiencing transformation and renewal like never before. 93 buses are being handed over today, which will further bolster the JUTC fleet. 63 CNG buses and 30 coach diesel buses will further improve the commuter experience and reduce the wait times experienced by members of the public. Public transportation ought to be reliable, affordable, and of course, comfortable. We are fueling growth by investing in the expansion of the JUTC so that whether it be Morants Bay, Halfway Tree, Spanish Town, Castleton, Negril, Ocherius, or wherever your travels will take you, the Jamaica Urban Transit Company will be a part of your route to excellence.
Jamaica, we can do better than that. Put your hands together, please, for our buses. You know, say Buju Banton have a song where say only Rasta can liberate the people. We're going to do a remix. Only JUTC can. Over hills and valleys too. Oh, only I'll leave you to make sure that you sing that version. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I feel like a proud Jamaican standing here this morning. And that video has really made me even more proud of what we have done in this country. Ladies and gentlemen, again, we have to tell you that this is the second phase of 93 buses being handed over today. We've now introduced 270 new units to the fleet since May 2023, and this is no small feat whatsoever. Unlike the first set, which were only compressed natural gas (CNG) units, this latest delivery comprises conventionally powered buses designed to address immediate transport needs. Let's put our hands together again and just clap this incredible achievement. And so it is only fitting after a video like that that we bring to the stage a gentleman who has been absolutely instrumental in overseeing critical aspects of Jamaica's energy transition, infrastructure upgrades, and strategic partnerships to modernize the public transport network. A long-serving member of parliament, and he continues to play a pivotal role in advancing our national development. In fact, somebody asked me earlier on if at Reggae Sumfest that I'm going to be hosting this weekend on Saturday night, if I'm going to introduce him, because he has a new song out now. Anybody know the song? Well, I don't need to say anything more. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hands together. Let's welcome to the stage our Honorable Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunications, and Transport, the Honorable Daryl Vaz.
Yo, yo, yo. Hey, hey, hey. Mic check. Mic check. Mic check. PM, the mic is working. Dr. the Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica, my permanent secretary and the entire team, JUTC team, the suppliers of these buses, my beautiful wife, and of course, everybody here gathered today. Let me first of all formally apologize for the opposition spokesperson on transport. I got a message from a mutual friend that he can't even talk about bus, much less to come and see bus. So he's unavailable to come. So I asked the question, is anybody going to represent him? He says there's nobody that's willing to come to see these buses because they know they're going to get bus after bus after bus after bus after bus. A Jamaica Observer article posted yesterday that the JUTC recorded improvement in several areas over the 24 fiscal year. This included improvements in revenue for passenger trips, charter trips, and an improvement in overall ridership. These improvements are not by chance, Mr. Prime Minister. This government, through solid, sound policies across all ministries, continue to show the potential of Jamaica. Again, they have a saying, the proof of the pudding is in the eating. And the transportation pudding has moved from leaving a sour taste in people's mouth to being finger-licking good. Today is not just a handover ceremony. It's a milestone, a step forward in our national journey to deliver public transportation that works for all Jamaicans. We are not just adding buses. We are restoring trust, rebuilding systems, and reaffirming our duty to serve. As Minister with responsibility for transport, I'm honored to stand here as the MSET hands over 93 new buses, 63 compressed natural gas, and 30 diesel coach. And the reason for 63 and not 70, 93 and not 70, 93 and not 100 is the fact that there are 7 buses that are specially being manufactured for the special needs community. Those will arrive here in August. And as you know, the policy position of the government is that for all buses that we import, 10% have to be specially manufactured for the special needs community. And I take note that you saw a video a while ago and you all clapped. What you saw there is no different to my school buses and the tests that they go through before they come to Jamaica. So let it be known that all of those buses go through a grueling test outlined by the Department of Transport, the US government. So it is not symbolic, it's not a symbolic gesture, but a bold signal that the government is delivering safer, cleaner, and more efficient transport options for Jamaicans. It is a demonstration that whatever the minister says and the ministry they are going to do, it gets done. We do not make promises. We make commitments. Commitment made, commitment delivered. Last year, as you recall, many of you were here, we handed over 100 new buses under phase 1 of the 300 bus procurement. This is the single largest fleet expansion of the JUTC in over a decade. The rollout includes the first batch of 100 compressed natural gas buses, as I said, 10 of which were specially outfitted to serve members of the special needs community. As promised, they arrived in time for September 24 school term. In 2023, when I took responsibility for transport, a total of 70 new buses, including 45 diesel, 20 CNG, and 5 battery electric buses were purchased. Additionally, you can recall that of the fleet buses deployed by the JUTC, today, 71% of the total buses are new buses, which were obtained between 23 and 24. That simply means, Prime Minister, that we have more new buses in the JUTC fleet than used buses. Let me go on to say, because I'm giving a speech and a lecture, because I want to diffuse a lot of the propaganda. The average age in the public transportation system for public passenger vehicles is 14 years old. The average age of buses, Prime Minister, in the public transportation system, those will be the coaster buses and such, is an average of 18 years. The average age of the JUTC fleet before the introduction of these 270 buses was 14 years. The average age of the school buses that are going to be rolled out in September is 10 years. So the school buses are the newest used vehicles in the transport sector in Jamaica, bar none. Not to mention the service that they have to go through and the checks and the testing that they have to go through every year by certified inspectors in the United States of America. As Minister, I remain committed to ensuring the sustainable expansion of the public transport system. The 100 buses were successfully procured and deployed across the Kingston Metropolitan Transport Region last year in 24, leading to significant improvements in service delivery. As a result of the changes, the JUTC has recorded an increase in revenue from passenger trips and revenue from charter trips, as reported by Statin in the 24 edition of the Economic and Social Survey. Of the buses deployed daily, the JUTC operates 110 CNG buses, 6 battery electric buses, and 1 range extender electric vehicle. This means 53.6% of JUTC's operable fleet now run on cleaner, lower emission technologies. This shift, which began in earnest in September 24, has yielded significant cost savings and environmental benefits, lowering carbon emissions in alignment with Jamaica's broader sustainable goals. The average monthly fuel cost per diesel bus is $1 million, compared to 350,000 Jamaican dollars per CNG bus. That's a savings of 650,000 Jamaican dollars per bus. Multiply that by 100 and you get the figures, $65 million just on fuel savings. As more CNG buses were integrated, the average fuel cost per bus fell from $660,000 in October 24 to $520,000 by April 25. The total savings in fuel expenses over the 7-month period is over $174 million when you compare the $485 million we would have spent on diesel to the $301 million spent on CNG, clearly demonstrating the cost advantage of clean fuel technologies. Last year, as part of our commitment to easing the burden on commuters, the JUTC implemented reduced fares for smart card users. The regular adult fare was lowered from $70 to $50, while the children's fare was reduced from $25 to $20, and pensioners from $30 to $25. This fare adjustment was a deliberate move by the government to promote affordability, ensuring that more Jamaicans, especially our most vulnerable, can travel with dignity and ease. Today, under phase 2, we will hand over 93 buses, with the remaining 7 to arrive in August, fulfilling the promise of the second 100 buses. These buses are modern, fuel efficient, and compliant with international environmental standards. They represent our commitment to sustainability, innovation, and service excellence. Since the rollout last July, we have seen clear results. More buses rolling out daily, cutting wait times, and an increased ridership, and overall improvement in the misery index to the commuter. Jamaicans are regaining confidence in their public transportation system. We have demonstrated that when the government makes the right investments, manage our economy efficiently, and deliver lives are better. The 93 buses are valued at a cost of $2.355 billion. Additionally, the current CNG fuel costs are at $413,000 per bus per month, compared to $670,000 per diesel bus per month. This is a savings of $256,000 Jamaican dollars per bus per month. Of the fleet of 30 diesel coach buses, comprising 27 standard units and 3 specially designed for special needs, were procured through a contract valued at $6.3 million US. In August 24, Montego Bay Metro operated with a fleet of 6 buses. Since then, the company has had a significant expansion in its operation, and by July 25, the fleet had grown to 22 buses, representing a 266.67 increase in fleet size over an 11-month period. That is dealing with Western Jamaica, Prime Minister. So we're not just dealing with the KMTR, we're not just dealing with school bus, we're dealing also with the challenges that the Western parishes have. The growth trajectory is expected to continue, and they are expected to receive an additional 10 buses, which will be buses that are currently in the KMTR that are going to be replaced with new buses, and they will get some of the buses that were bought last year or the year before. So nothing other than 2-year-old buses for Montego Bay Metro. What is good about that, Prime Minister, is that we are doing an additional 60,000 commuters per month with Montego Bay Metro. Not only that, we have played a vital role in student mobility by providing daily transportation to 10 key secondary schools: Irwin High, William Knibb High, Spot Valley, Mushet High, Racines High, Hopewell High, Cape Ridge High, Nocalva High, Anchovy High, and Green Island High. All of those in the parishes of Westmoreland, Hanover, and St. James. For September 25, we'll be doing Montego Bay to Savlamar, Lucy to Negril, Montego Bay to Cornwall Courts, Green Pond, Montego Bay to Lucy, and other upcoming routes in the pipeline: Savlamar to White House and Falmouth to Wakefield. Further route assessments continue, Prime Minister, because we are going to reach into every nook and cranny of Jamaica to provide reliable, economic, and safe transportation for our citizens. Prime Minister, as I said before, and I'm going to repeat it as many times as often, they're going tired for the bus. They're going tired for the bus in every nook and cranny. And our school buses will be doing an all-island tour between the 25th and the 31st of July to do a first test and a second test in August before September morning to make sure that all the routes are properly serviced with the right size buses and that we leave no one behind on those routes. So, Prime Minister, friends gathered here today, simply put, for the detractors and the bad mind people who don't want to see this government deliver buses for our students and our commuters, you are going to hear it day in, day out, not only from me, but from all of the well-thinking, clean-hearted people in Jamaica that know we are doing the right thing Nobody is asking anybody who they support when the child go on the bus. Nobody asking who they support when we extend routes for JUTC all around Jamaica. It is the right of citizens to have a proper transportation system that has eluded us for decades, and I make no apology. And once my Prime Minister stands behind me, I will take on all of them one time too. All of them one time. I have the arguments, I have the plan, I have every question they ask me. So if they want to come back with another set of questions Sunday, bring them come. All of them can be answered honestly and straightforwardly. And that's what the people of Jamaica want. So Prime Minister, come September morning, right after Jamaica celebrates 63 years of independence, September will be a month to remember. As we celebrate 63 years for the very first Prime Minister, all 63 constituencies will have a state-operated public transportation system benefiting either students or Jamaican commuters island-wide. And remember, because memories are short, the rural school bus system is something that I have been passionate and wrote and spoke about from 2014. My colleague deserves great recognition, the outgoing member of parliament for Central Clarendon, because he too tried to introduce a school bus system prior to us leaving office in 2011. And we had 240 buses over 4 years, with the first 60 to be ordered. And the first thing that the incoming government did was to cancel the order and scrap the school bus introduction. Furthermore, by 2013, JUTC was planning a pilot project of 20 buses for rural transportation in and around specifically the KMTR. That was shut down. The articles are there, don't take my word. Google. The then minister was Minister Omar Davies. Google and you will see it. So this is not something that this government has not had on the radar. We have had it on the radar, but the thing is that with this visionary Prime Minister, he connects the dots. So it's not about the vision. The vision is the easy part. It's about connecting the dots to make sure that you can afford it and implement it and sustain it. And I give you my commitment that that is what we are going to do. I'm going to close, because my Prime Minister have a lot to tell us. But just to give context, over 62 students have been killed in motor vehicle accidents since 2022, and more than 770 injured. And I don't want to imagine what the numbers since 2014 have been, but suffice it to say, it must be frightening. As a rural member of parliament, it will be a disservice to my constituents for me not to ensure that this cycle is broken, and changing the status quo of rural transportation starts with me. So whether it is JUTC or the rural school bus system, we are making the transformational changes across Jamaica. JUTC is heavily subsidized from taxes paid by Jamaicans. These taxes are paid by all Jamaicans, including rural Jamaicans. Therefore, rural Jamaicans must be the recipients of the benefits of the public transport system. I want to assure the public that the transportation at JUTC is not cosmetic, it's structural. The government is modernizing operations, improving fleet maintenance, and introducing new training programs for our drivers and maintenance teams through the partnerships with HART NSTA. I am pleased to share that through partnerships with the Universal Service Fund and other partners, buses will be equipped, as I had committed last year, with free onboard Wi-Fi, keeping our commuters connected while they are on the move. The mission is clear: access, equity, dignity in transport. Every Jamaican deserves to travel safely and comfortably and cost-effectively, regardless of age, income, or ability. And every community, urban or rural, deserves reliable, affordable public transportation options. Today's handover brings JUTC one step closer to realizing this vision for a modern, reliable, and inclusive public transportation system. And let me make it clear, this level of investment demands accountability. These buses belong to the people of Jamaica, and we will protect them from mismanagement in the government's drive to reduce the misery index of the commuting public. We have reduced waiting time significantly from as much as 2 hours, 2.5 hours, down to an average of 30 minutes, Prime Minister. And we expect with these buses to see an additional reduction in waiting times given the injection of these buses. I want to say, in closing, that in addition to these service improvements, the JUTC will be introducing several new inter-parish routes. Of the 30 new diesel buses, 15 will be dedicated to launching a new JUTC Rural Express service, offering premium travel on long-haul direct routes from Halfway Tree Center to Negril, Montego Bay, Ocho Rios, Port Antonio, Mandeville, with minimal stops. Just 1 or 2 per trip at an introductory fare of $2,000. So you can go from Kingston to Negril, Prime Minister, and you and I are going to go on the bus when that time comes. $2,000, affordability. Affordability. We are providing competition in the government to make sure that those who can't afford the private transportation that is being offered, that they have options. The remaining 15 buses will support the demand for charter services, offering flexible, reliable options for institutions, organizations, for events. The JUTC is also expanding routes out of Spanish Town with new services to Linstead via the highway, Spanish Town to Kidston Town, and extending JUTC's reach, while the 70 CNG buses will be deployed along new routes across Spanish Town Depot Corridor. Prime Minister, I could go on and on and on. I'm going to give you routes from Longville to Kingston, that's in Clarendon, Linstead to Kingston, Kidston Town to Spanish Town to Mandeville. Prime Minister, I don't know what they're going to do with me, because everywhere them go, they're going to see bus after bus after bus after bus after bus. So I close in saying the government is moving forward, deliberately, strategically, and with purpose. So let these buses serve as more than vehicles. Let them be a symbol of what is possible when the government listens, plans, and delivers. I close by saying, you have a choice, and that choice is to choose Jamaica. God bless you. Thank you very much. We will, just a little bit of logistics. When the Prime Minister has finished cutting the ribbon and touring the buses, we will have 2 buses, one Yutong, one Golden Dragon, that will be going to Spanish Town. The representatives, the invited dignitaries, JUTC, etc., are welcome, and the buses will return here after. So if there's anybody that wants to make that trip, space available. We will be taking the Prime Minister. He has other engagements, so I'm taking him on one of the JUTC buses rather than his high-level official cars. So the Prime Minister will be the first commuter and the first citizen in Jamaica to travel on one of these new 93 buses. God bless you, and it's safe, and it's economical, and we're not going to charge you today. God bless you. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, you have to do a better job than that. Put your hands together.
Good afternoon, everyone. I don't know what happened. I think we have lost the feed to the live feed coming to us from Portmore. They have told so much lies that the feed has lost. We have lost the feed that is coming to us because they have told so much lies. And I think maybe that's the end of their handing over ceremony. I don't think it's the end. I think something went on and that happened. So there you have it. So much lies was told that the American Transportation Safety Board do whatever for the school buses, and that's not true. Let me see something here. Let me do this and see if it come back up. Okay, I guess that's it. Let me go back into this. Okay, here we go. Hold on. All right, let me go back to this. Hold on for me.
I do recall many mornings waiting on the 250,000 bus. It was not always a pleasant experience, but these are the experiences that made me who I am today and has given me a deep insight and appreciation of the struggles of the Jamaican people and what their dreams and aspirations and ambitions are. It is what has made me into a leader. It is what has given me an appreciation, but it has also given me the conviction to make good policies to improve the life of our people. So, in essence, therefore, I identify with the struggles of the people very easily. So when I sit in cabinet with the ministers, the policies that we make are not theoretical. They are not from textbooks, though the textbook and academic perspective is very important to ensure the technical correctness of what we do. But every Jamaican can be assured that the decisions we make on their behalf is rooted in the Jamaican experience and in understanding what every Jamaican would want to see for themselves and their children. While I will not comment on the puzzling position of those who oppose the school bus system, I will say that the investments that we are making in public transportation are designed, yes, to improve the comfort and convenience of the traveling public. They are designed to improve the affordability for the general public. But I invite every Jamaican listening to my voice today to consider that there are higher level objectives that we intend to achieve by the investments we are making in public transportation. Firstly, our economy could be characterized as a stable economy over the last 10 years. We have achieved economic stability through good fiscal management and through institutional strengthening and development. Just with that alone, we will get a certain level of growth.
All right, so listen up. State Farm was trying to charge me $197 for car insurance. No, thank you. I got a friend who
Efficient to deliver the improvements that you would like to see in, for example, wages, in, for example, improvement in the road infrastructure and health and all of those things. So if we don't improve growth, then what will happen is that the demands that you have based upon your own aspirations and ambitions will create a political pressure on governments, whether it is this one or another government, to break fiscal discipline in order to try to provide the things that you want. But we have been that road for the last 50 years, and all it has gotten us into is economic problem. Because in order to provide the things that you would want, with the political pressure brought on by elections and other considerations, governments then tend to want to borrow. They will tend to run deficits. They will tend to want to spend what they have not earned. And that puts us into economic problems, which then prevents us from getting the things that you want in the first place. So the only way to prevent that from happening is what I call a vicious cycle of government saying they're trying to provide for the people, making all kinds of promises, not raising the money through growth, going on borrowing it to finance development, and then have to pay it back. And in order to pay it back, they have to spend less on the dreams and aspirations and visions of the people, and you end up in a vicious cycle till you become bankrupt. Notice how I've put it. You, the people of the country, also have a responsibility in how the country is run. So leaders have to be very careful and strategic not to fall in the populism trap. And I'm saying this because we are in an election mode and we are seeing where the populism trap is emerging. Now, to get growth, you have to focus on productivity. When we talk about growth, the individual doesn't see themselves in growth. Growth is something that the economy does, but that's not the case. Growth is the sum of your increased productivity. If everyone is growing, everyone is doing well, everyone is producing more, our economy grows. So then the challenge for the government is, how do we get every single Jamaican to produce more? There are many ways to do this. There are many factors you have to consider. Give them more training and skills. Get your people trained. Get them skilled. Security. If people don't have to worry about locking down their communities at night and have to hide under their beds, and businesses have to shut because of crime and violence, the economy will grow. But here's another factor. What if you got to work 30 minutes earlier each day? And what if you got to work 30 minutes earlier each day in a better frame of mind? Not tired, not harassed. How much more productive could you be? So the investment in new buses and in trying to create a world-class transportation system, it's not about the politics, which people have tried to drag it into a political thing. No, it's about setting the framework for growth for everyone. That's what it is about, and we tend to lose sight of that. making our economy more efficient so that everyone who has to use public transportation can be more productive in their personal or work endeavors. That's what it is about. But the nature of our politics and our democracy, and look at the ideas, look at the implementation, look at the execution, but more importantly, Jamaica needs to become a results-oriented society that rewards the people who produce and deliver the results. It's the reality. Now, we have been involved in doing our market research and surveys. We don't make our decisions, as I said, purely by anecdotes. We are actually in the process of doing our own polls and our research and surveys. And we have picked up that there is general support right across the board for the investment in buses, and in particular for the investment in the school bus system that we are developing. But those who are trying to find something to take away from the achievement, we picked up a certain segment of responses that says, yes, I agree with the school bus system, but why would not do it now? Because of election. In other words, trying to find a reason to take away from the value of the achievement. And therefore, I'll use this opportunity to explain that in a democracy, governments must work towards elections. And one would think that if governments do the correct things, make the right decisions, and deliver, then they should be rewarded in elections. I mean, is that the logic? So this notion of because you're doing it for election, you shouldn't be rewarded, don't make sense, right? You want your governments to perform so that you can judge them on their performance in an election. But the idea is a little bit more refined than that. The idea is, why are you doing it just now? Why you didn't do it before? That's the real rub of the question. Why no? Why not before? And there needs to be a period of time in which we explain to the Jamaican people, because as politicians, sometimes we take it for granted that everyone who is going to vote understands. These buses that you're seeing here today, these 100 buses, were not ordered yesterday. We didn't go to a shop and say, 100 bus. These buses took 4 years of planning. 4 years. Not just yesterday. And this 4 years of planning started with an assessment of the problem, the situation with the JUTC, the theft of fuel, the breakdown of buses, the unreliability of service, the long waits, all the complaints that we were getting, which we then described as pain points for commuters. We sat down and we said, how are we going to treat with this? We worked out a system that we would transition from heavy fuel oil buses, diesel buses, into LNG, and we even tested some electric buses. Same was done for the school bus system. We recognize that some schools, through financing from the government, through the Ministry of Education, actually had a school bus system with dedicated buses. And we looked at how we could replicate that. We did various analyses and studies on it. And then came the important thing. How can we fund it? None of these buses that you're seeing here are being funded by borrowing. None. Then, once we allocated the fiscal space, it went through a process of investment appraisal. Is this the right thing to spend the public resources on? Is there another competing need on which we should spend the money rather than on these buses? So we look at the opportunity cost. Is it viable? What's the economic case for it? Will it save the government money? Once we answered all those questions, and that process can take anywhere from 3 months to a year. Once we answer those questions, my friends, then we go into procurement. We have to put out a tender to the world, to the public, and those who feel that they have the capability to deliver, then they come, they make their bid. Then that process of tendering can take anywhere from 6 months to 18 months. Then, after that is done, you go into the contracting phase. You have to sign a contract that, yes, you're going to deliver the buses on X date based upon X payment schedule. And then the buses have to be manufactured. They are not on shelves somewhere. They are manufactured because in the contracts, there are certain specifications for these buses to operate in Jamaica. That can be anywhere from a year to 18 months. I don't recall what the manufacturing time on these buses were. So you see, it is coming to fruition in elections. That's just coincidental. This is your government working day and night for years to put these things in place, and they are just materializing in front of you now. Which is a challenge we face with our electorate, not having a full understanding of how governments work. Since we have become the government, the process of delivering the things you want, whether it is the water, the road, the garbage truck, the buses, whatever it is, the police, security vehicles, we have put in place more processes than existed before. So you are seeing a government that is thinking way ahead because we have to fulfill every process. Because if we don't fulfill it, somebody is going to write you a question under what is the law and what is important. And that is why we have insisted that we follow the law as it is required. So that when we deliver a product, it is here without question. And the product is enduring, meaning that it will last the time that it is scheduled to, because everything has a useful period of life. These buses are not going to last forever. However, the other important thing that the public should consider with this is that these buses are now on a maintenance schedule. So we don't just buy the bus and say, that's the bus, go drive when it broke down, it broke down. No. Our financing arrangement from our budget is to prepare for the day when the bus breaks down so that we can keep it running and extend its useful life. So this is a whole, this is not just the bus. You are seeing the bus, but it's behind the bus is a whole system that will keep those buses running for your convenience, your comfort, and your affordability. It's an entirely new bus system that we have created. And I just wanted the Jamaican people to have an appreciation on that and not be drawn into the politics of the buses. The bus is coming now, it's pure coincidence. If I was standing here last year around this time, handing over the first 100 buses. And before that, we received about 25 and 30 and some other test buses because of the process, right? So that it comes for election, neither here nor there. What you should be looking at is that the government was working all this time and these things are now being delivered. That's what you should consider. There's another thing that I invite you to consider. We saw that there was inequity in the society. Inequity meaning that a certain section of the society got a benefit and another section of the society didn't get the benefit, even though they may be more deserving or in a situation that would require the benefit. And as government, you have to be careful when you make policy that your policy does not distort equity. So there are many policies that are going to be proposed in an election. Oh, we're going to give 500,000 to pay down on house. We're going to give land title free. We're going to do this, all kinds of things. But there is no assessment on how that will redistribute equity in the society. Meaning, how will it make one group of people better off whilst making another group worse off? When you're making policy, you want to make everybody better off. That's what you want to do, number one. Or if you can't do that, you have to make at least one person better off and nobody else worse off. That is the minimum definition of progress and fairness in welfare distribution. So when we are thinking about the urban bus system, we recognize that we would be making people who live in urban areas better off because they are going to get access to better buses, they have access to better fares through subsidy, more reliability and more comfort. While persons who live in rural areas, especially kids, would not get the same access, and indeed they have to pay more. And so developing the rural school bus system will rebalance the equity in the society by ensuring that urban commuters, particularly our children, will get the same equitable access, comfort, convenience, and affordability as everyone else in the society. And that's why this is so important. There are other modalities to do it. You could easily, which we do, give a grant or we could subsidize, but those require a certain level of management and control to ensure that the intended target actually gets the benefit. Now, the other element is that the JUTC has been strategically and steadily extending its reach into the urban centers of rural areas. So last year or early this year, you would have seen the JUTC extending its service into Morant Bay. They extended service. Help me, Daryl, where else did we go? I think you're in Clarendon. I think you should be in Ocho Rios. You're in St. Mary. So we are slowly extending. And by my notes, I believe you had said it, that you are going to go into 15. That you're going to be doing services into a targeted area. I think it's 15 new areas, which are urban areas in rural Jamaica. So in effect, we are bringing in all our population into public transportation, which is in some ways subsidized by the government, which will ensure that all of Jamaica gets this benefit of reliable, convenient, comfortable, and affordable public transportation. But outside of that, I take great note of what was said on this platform. Go JUTC, go China, go Jamaica. And I must commend the manufacturers and suppliers of the buses that are going to be expanding the JUTC fleet. But I would also add, and I'm sure all who are here would accept it, go United States of America, because the buses that are here for the school bus program are from the United States of America, which shows what Jamaica is. Jamaica is a crossroad to the world for all to come and invest and have their products available once they pass the standards that we have set for our safety and articulation here in Jamaica. So I think it's quite useful to have these buses from the United States. The United States has a long history of operating a school bus service in rural areas. And so we are effectively benefiting from the history, not just in operations, but in the technologies that are applied and the design and the construction. And yes, there are areas in the United States where the terrain and the temperature is similar to that of Jamaica. And these buses are built to last. We know they are very strong. The engines in them are tried, tested, and proven. And I would not be surprised if the United States, either through the suppliers or through their government, would be willing to partner with the government of Jamaica to ensure that these buses fit and are retrofitted to the specifics of the Jamaican considerations. And who knows, once this takes off and becomes institutionalized, you might very well find that buses are manufactured for Jamaica, because this then becomes the entry point of these kinds of buses into other similar markets in the region. So all in all, the strategy that we have applied, the thinking behind it, is only for the benefit of Jamaica. Jamaica is better today for having this. And this is an example of good government, of a thinking government, of a caring government, a government that is working very hard to earn your trust and your vote. God bless you, and thank you for choosing Jamaica.
Ladies and gentlemen, I know you can do better than that. Please give our honorable Prime Minister, our most honorable Prime Minister, another rousing round of applause. Absolutely, we have to create the kind of infrastructure to advance Jamaica for years to come, and we really shouldn't have to start from scratch every 4 years, right? Or people, we have dreams for ourselves and our families, and of course, we have those dreams, and we need a reliable, sustainable, accessible system to have those dreams turn into a reality. And so we say big thanks again to our leader for the vision actioned into a system that will keep our buses moving on the roadways and meeting our people right where they are. Again, our Prime Minister, we say thank you. Put your hands together again, please, our Prime Minister. And so, ladies and gentlemen, we are winding down. At this time, we welcome Director of the JUTC, Mr. Azan, speaking on behalf of Mr. Russell Hadid, Chairman of the Jamaica Urban Transit Company, to give us his vote of thanks.
Afternoon, all protocols. Mr. PM, thank you. Mr. Vaz, you're getting where you want to go. PS, directors, members of management, distinguished guests. Good afternoon, it's afternoon, not morning anymore. On behalf of the chairman of the board of directors of JUTC, it's my privilege to extend sincere thanks to all who have contributed to making today where we are. Today marks yet another moment in history for JUTC, under the watchful eyes of Minister Vaz, who has been pushing for buses comprised of CNG buses and premium buses for charter. We also have for disabled, which was a part of the strategy from the PS, because she noted that a part of the tender process must have buses for the disabled community. It was a part that she stood by, and PS, thank you very much. The buses are coming. Okay. It's a clear indication of ongoing commitment to all Jamaicans. We express deep gratitude to the government of Jamaica and especially the Honorable Minister for steadfast support and vision in modernizing public transportation. Your leadership continues to enable JUTC to deliver on its mandate of providing safe, reliable, and affordable transportation to the people of Jamaica, while advocating sustainability and accessibility. We are grateful to our project and operations team of partners of Yutong and Golden Dragon, and everyone who has worked behind the scenes to bring this acquisition to fruition. Your diligence, dedication have not gone unnoticed. To our distinguished guests, we have joined here today. Thank you for taking time to celebrate this milestone with us. Your presence is a testament of collective efforts required to move our transportation forward. As we take delivery of 93 new buses and 7 more coming for the PS, we refrain our commitment to excellence and to continuous improving the commuting experience of our passengers. Together, let's continue building a smarter, greener, and more inclusive public transport system for Jamaica and for all of Jamaica, not just for the corporate area and Kingston and St. Andrew. Thank you all. God bless you, and God bless Jamaica.
And we say big thanks to Mr. Azan. Thank you so much, sir, for delivering that vote of thanks. Ladies and gentlemen, as we conclude this momentous occasion, we extend a heartfelt thanks to our Prime Minister, the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, our Minister of Transport, Daryl Vaz, and all other dignitaries, also all our speakers, the dedicated team behind today's event, and you, our valued guests, for joining us for this national milestone. And before we leave, we're going to be inviting the following members to join us by the ribbon. We're cutting a ribbon signifying work done. And we're inviting Dr. the Most Honorable Andrew Holness, Prime Minister of Jamaica. We're inviting our Honorable Minister Daryl Vaz, Minister of Science, Energy, Telecommunications, and Transport. Mr. Owen Ellington, JUTC's Managing Director. We're inviting from Stewart's Industrial, Mrs. Jacqueline Stewart Leckler. We're also inviting from Vaughn's Motors, Mr. Jonathan Von Strolly. From Yutong Bus Company, we're inviting Mila. Also from Golden Dragon, Mr. Kevin Wang. And of course, representing the people of Jamaica, Jodian Backer. So inviting you all to make your way over to this space for the ribbon cutting. And we're also just advising you that there will be a popping sound, but that is just for the confetti, please. So do not be caught off guard at all. And we're inviting our attendees who are seated, you are able to take out your phones, capture the moment, share it online to your followers. This is a big moment. This is a big moment. "93 buses being added to the JUTC. As we are getting ready to cut the ribbon, the Prime Minister, I believe he has the scissor. And all our partners and our members of parliament standing together for this moment. And of course, we are going to be counting down. With the key in hand. Taking the photos before we cut the ribbon. Please ensure that you tag the JUTC when you share the photos online, please. We want to say a special thank you to Jodianne for representing us. And we are counting down. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Celebration all around. 93 new buses. Congratulations, Jamaica. We are inviting the persons who are standing around. There will be an opportunity to tour the buses. Please do not bombard the area, please. For the persons who are standing at the buses, we ask that you follow the instructions given to tour the buses. Thank you so much. Please allow the members of the JUTC to guide you, please. Just a reminder that you don't have to leave immediately because you will be given the opportunity to tour the buses. But of course, we have to maintain the order. And so we ask that you take the instructions from the members of the JUTC. Just to also advise you that we do have a simulated experience of the JUTC at the back, you are able to enjoy it. And it will feel as though you are driving a JUTC bus. The simulator is to the back of this venue. So if you want to feel what it feels like to drive a JUTC bus, we encourage you to go on over there and experience it for yourself. But again, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the ministry and our most honorable Prime Minister, I want to say thank you again for being here with us today for this occasion. Congratulations are in order for all of Jamaica. It has been my pleasure being your host for today. My name is Deborah Bassoon. Please keep the safety going and continue to be and thrive as proud Jamaicans. Thank you.
Thank you for joining us for this handing over ceremony. I hear some lies told on this handing over ceremony. It's unbelievable. But you know, let me not get into it right now. Thank you all for joining us. On behalf of all of us here, on behalf of our producers who helped to bring this live to us, thank you all very, very much. I am Jeffrey Tavares saying so long from the Make We Talk program. The amount of lies that was told on this handing over ceremony about the American Transportation Safety Board or American Transportation, whatever, with the bus, the school buses. It's totally unbelievable. And I'm trying to figure out how many more lies must they tell us? You know, thank you very much for appreciating my hard work. I love to tune into things like these, you know, because I listen and I will learn something and I will say, okay, you lied this and you lied this and you lied this. You see? You know, and we must call a spade, man. $1 billion. Listen, to show you that Daryl Vaz could have gotten the buses from China or wherever, the school buses. The people who manufacture the buses, they have an office in Jamaica. So why is it that Daryl Vaz couldn't say to the Chinese or to whatever company, the other company name, I need some school bus. Can you build some school bus for this terrain for me? He had from 2016, because it is in the 2016 Jamaica Labour Party manifesto about school bus system. When Ruel Reid was Minister of Education, $200 million was spent. Where the money disappeared, nobody don't know about school bus system. And all of a sudden, the urgency to get school bus. And we must not ask no question about it. All we are saying, you know, why didn't you ask those people? No, the Prime Minister is saying that it's a possibility that, you know, they can join partners with the United States and they may end up building school buses for Jamaica's hilly terrain and all sort of shebang around. Huh? Anyway, it is 12:28 in Jamaica, 1:28 right here in the United States. Join us later on this evening as we come to you live with an exciting episode of the Make We Talk program. I wonder sometimes. We're going to dig deep into a man who was demanding on a political stage that Mark Golding apologize a man who don't have any credibility, who sits in the Jamaica Labour Party. We're speaking none other than the Member of Parliament for Western St. Thomas, James Robertson. If you dig up on his history, all like him should be sitting in the Parliament of Jamaica. You know? And that is why we must call these people most honorable. Because they are not most honorable. They are not most honorable. They don't fit the title of most honorable. And you are calling on Mark Golding to apologize. Apologize for what? Apologize for what, James Robertson? You don't fit to, you don't sit, you are not fit to be in the parliament. You have no credibility to sit in the Parliament of Jamaica. You, James Robertson, the Member of Parliament for Western St. Thomas. You're not fit to be in the Parliament of Jamaica. By calling on people to apologize. Apologize for what? We can call names. None of these people who we talk about most honorable is fit to be called the most honorable. Is fit to sit in the Parliament of Jamaica. But I keep on telling you, the Jamaican people, you know. The Prime Minister talking about the dismantling gangs. My good friend Jerry Small keep on saying that there's two major gangs in the Parliament of Jamaica, you know. One of them is the Jamaica Labour Party. I have the most gangs known.
Good afternoon. What time you come on later?
I'm coming on at about 6 o'clock US time, 7 o'clock Jamaica time.
All right. Remember, Ratty Gantino. So what
I know. Ratty come on at 8:30, so I come on before that.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, man. I know Ratty Gantino coming on.
All
right, Miss B. Thanks. You know, some of these people are called most honorable. And when we see them, if we say the most honorable this and the most honorable that. Now, I don't know how Jeffrey Tavares is. Listen to this. Jamaica Labour Party Deputy Leader James Robertson says that the People's National Party President Mark Golding owes the Jamaican people an apology for what he says is a sense of disrespect remark because if you remember that there was a picture where a man went up on stage, where a video man went up on stage with a chain and a lock. The man had the chain in his hand, and all Mr. Golding was holding on the chain. That is what James Robertson and all the nincompoops of the Jamaica Labour Party is demanding that Mark Golding should apologize for. Huh? And now it's all over the newspaper. Not newspaper, nationwide news. Jamaica Labour Party Deputy Leader James Robertson says People's National Party PNP President Mark Golding owes the Jamaican people an apology for what? You owe the Jamaican people an apology, and you owe some family members in this country an apology. You, James Robertson. You want to dig up an ant's nest? We dig up the ant's nest for you. Are you going like Mr. Bull Duppy and Duppy Conqueror? Hold on there for me. I can't look for something else here. Because you know, you wonder sometimes Barbados Prime Minister Mia Motley says the Caribbean nations must own their own satellite. Of course, I agree with you. Barbados Prime Minister, the Iron Lady of the Caribbean, Mia Motley, says that the Caribbean nations must have their own satellite system and start depending on people business, people sitting. The amount of money we waste, governments in the Caribbean, the amount of money they waste, they could only one satellite system. Anyway, let's not get into that. Oh, there's some news coming into us. A senior police officer testified that the mother of Constable Noel Maitland-Child agreed to give statement to police following the disappearance of social media influencer Donnelly Donaldson. But later changed her mind. The officer said the superintendent, who served as the criminal officer for the St. Andrews Central Police Division in 2022, told the Home Circuit Court that the woman said she changed her mind. I hope Donnelly Donaldson's parents, mother, get some justice in this. But most honorable. Most honorable, my foot. Most honorable, my foot. Many of them, who we describe as most honorable. There are some despicable set of human beings. Despicable set of human beings. But of course, we don't think that way. We don't think that way. We, the Jamaican people, suck up to them and believe that they're our gods. When we see them wanting bass, give me something, no bass. And they'll come over here and disrespect you for those people. They'll come over here and tell you how much string God take him up, God take make you up. For the Prime Minister and Daryl Vaz and James Robertson and all of them. But we serve an awesome God, you know. You know, one thing I can say to them this afternoon here at 12:30 in Jamaica, 1:30 in the United States. One thing I can say to Daryl Vaz and the Prime Minister. Listen to this, people. So this is the only thing I can say to them. So all we can say to them, if the Prime Minister and Daryl Vaz conscience and the Minister of Health conscience set them free, they can pray on. My fellow Jamaicans and family all over the globe, it's a pleasure having you on my platform this afternoon. May God bless you. May God bless our island home, Jamaica, land we love. See you all later on this evening. Have a great afternoon. If your conscience set you free, pray on. Your conscience set you free, pray on. End the program with it too. This is for Daryl Vaz and this is for Andrew Holness and the bandits within the Labour Party. For those who want t-shirts, we have t-shirts for sale. March, we are march on to set Jamaica free. Come, make we march on to progress. We also have Make We Talk Jamaica Election 2025. Vote for a difference. Vote for your right. Make a difference. So you can call 954-529-8030. If you're interested in buying our t-shirts, 954-529-8030. Call us and you can talk to us about the t-shirts. It's $25 for one, $10 for shipping and handling. So it's $25 for one of our t-shirts. Anyone you want, you can call us and we can assist you with it. 954-529-8030. It's also you can cash up our Zellos, but call us and we can talk from there. 954-529-8030 for the t-shirts. Good afternoon, everybody.
Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth. Make we reason. Make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents Yard and Broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason.
I was just told that I am the only person that is on. Oh Lord, I never know that. So you want to keep my company? Well, let us start then. Who want to call in and talk to us? Call in 9545-298-030. Since I'm the only person on, you can call and let us talk. Huh? Who want to call in and talk to us? You can call in and let us talk, all right? Or should I go and get the thing here and then we can do this or not? I'm the only person that is on? Oh, Lord. Whoa. But me there work too, you know. Me there work too. When it's when me have on, me know my scrubs. Me there work. Anyway, since you know what we talk, what we want to talk about, I'm going to find something to talk about. Hold on there. I look like Andre not coming on today. I don't know what's going on. Give thanks and praises. We are 25. Although the road be rough and steep, we are 25. I didn't have anything planned, but let me figure out something here. Hold on a minute there. There is some stuff coming into us from Montego Bay Metro. And also, there is some things that we have. Where it is. Here it is. I think it is. Yeah, here it is. Lord have his mercy. Former government minister who's happened to be very deep in the underworld. That is the hello. I know me right this, you know. This was done, hold on there. This was done in February of 2016. The Miami Herald said, former government minister who happened to be very deep in the underworld, exposed from the Miami Herald in 2016, James Robinson, vowed to re-elected to the Parliament of Jamaica. It was the latest in an unbroken cycle. A 50-year-old politician. I wouldn't go no further with this, you know, because I plan to read this. I plan to get this out. But since we don't have nothing to really talk about, go and look up the Miami Herald of February of 2016. Bam bam bee, ba ba bee bo, bo bee bo bo bo. You the call for Mark Golden for resign, or you for resign. Because if you read go down further, 50-year-old politician since winning the first campaign in 2022, in 2002 rather. During that time, Robinson, a member of the Jamaica Labour Party, has served as a political career. He was re-elected in 2012. And again, the Jamaica Labour Party, which is rotted, which with a drug trafficking charge. I don't want to go no further in this yet. Let me read it some more. Now go down no further in this yet, because this is in the Miami Herald. Not me put out this. This is in the Miami Herald of 2016. What do you all think about people who sit in parliament who are not who are not eligible to be called the most honorable. They said they're going to have a bus tour after the handing over of Daryl Vaz buses. And the Prime Minister will be on that bus tour. I was hoping that the JIS will give us a live feed of the bus tour. But of course, we didn't get a live feed of the bus tour at all. Anyway, we gotta go off here now. We can't stay in here. I have some other things to do. So I'm just gonna tell you all, thank you all for coming on once more. See us this evening. We'll talk this evening, man. I gotta run. I gotta go work. Thank you all very much. Good afternoon.
Make we talk! And we don't care about no vumva viva va. No upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica. Make we talk! Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk. Make we talk. Unity is strength. Make we reason. Make we talk. If we see corruption in any shape or form, we're going to highlight it. Make we talk. Jeffrey Tavares represents yard and broad and the entire diaspora. As long as it affects the life of our nation, uncover the truth, make we reason, make we talk. And we don't care about no vumva viva va, no upper echelon. Nobody is not above the law. As long as it not help Jamaica, make we talk.
When the game gets rough and this life just seems so tough, make we talk, my people, make we talk. When this town becomes an ugly place, don't let it erase the smile from your face. Make we talk, people, make we talk. Conversation is the key, a guiding light for you and me. Spark a talk and you will see. Conflict solver A to Z. World leaders master the art of self-defense just by talk. So people, make we talk. Hey, we're living in a world that on ourselves we must depend. Make we talk.